So good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Donny Chaingang with me, Matt Payne. I'm down here in the studios. We've got lights turned up bright. Things are going to be exciting because we're on stage one of the Tour de France Donny Chaingang, and we are going out. We've got 6 great stages lined up. We've got loads of great riders. We've got people like Joey Walker coming down, and he's racing at Otley tomorrow. Looking forward to seeing him in action and putting some words for the action out there when we get to Otley. But tonight is all about time trialing. And what's exciting about time trial? Well, it's really easy. It's a Donny Chaingang, so it's not going to be simple. In fact, it's going to be hard because we are going to send our riders, where else would we send them but up Bologna. It is a tough climb. It's been used for the Chaingang a number of times, but today it is different because it is that time trial. Now, we're not going to give any spoilers away on any of the stages of the tour, which means that Russ and I both got to behave ourselves. We know some of the results. We're not going to tell you any of them, and that means that you can get to watch it with, of course, regular on the Chaingang rider, the one and only Brian Smith. Now, we have some great stuff coming up for you over the next 3 weeks. It's going to be really, really busy. And what we've got, well, this is what is heading your way. If you look right over there, we're kicking off with a prologue time trial. Short, sharp, individual effort against the clock, 8K, and we'll bring you some more details on tonight's ride. Stage 1 of the 6 stages tonight. Stage 2 is going to be a classic sprinters festival with a pancake flat run into the finish, and it's going to be all about those big ones. Big guys, people like Gareth Mason, the fat sprinter, is going to be loving it because the route that we've picked brings you around and in with a real flat long finish coming in there. Now, stage 3 is the first of 2 massive mountain stages with a visit to the iconic slopes of Mont Ventoux, something that we've used for the Donny Chaingang before. And first of the mountain stages, that is going to be on Tuesday next week. On Thursday next week, we have a breakaway territory, and we're going across from Mont Ventoux across towards another range of mountains on Zwift. And because of that, we're in that lumpy, bumpy territory where the terrain will change, where breakaways might succeed, where the chase will definitely be on into the finish. Stage 5, which is the first of week 3, that's Tuesday of week 3. Now that is another climbing stage because we've transferred. We've got 2 mountain stages in there. Another mountain top finish coming up for our riders on stage 5, and really looking forward to that. It's something we've done once before on the Donny Chaingang. And then stage 6, well, how else would we finish it than a trip to Paris and the cobbles? Let's see just who is on sprinting form, who's got any legs left when we get there. Now, because it is the Tour de France week on the 3 weeks, on the Donny Chaingang, we have prizes. Now, the members of the Donny Chaingang, the DCG gang, the Donny Chaingang Supporters Club, are the guys who keep the show on the road. Their contributions, their donations mean that we can keep on bringing you the coverage, we can keep on putting the rides on, and we can keep on bringing lots of different ideas in. As people will maybe know if they've been on the Facebook pages, it takes a lot of time to look after everybody on the Chaingang, and all of the Facebook pages, the 2,000 plus people on there, the people who are riding the rides, the people who are contributing, we want to look after them. So to do that, we need to make sure that we can keep on going, and that is where the members come in. So we are going to be rewarding those members. Now, every member of the DCG gang who finishes all 6 stages of the tour is going to be getting prizes, and they'll get some prizes. We've got some fantastic prizes up from Grand Tour Coffee, 1080 with Oakley. Oddly enough, I've got an Oakley t-shirt on. Stellarton, DCG, Ross and I have got some stuff in there as well. Now, we also have, of course, prizes for people who maybe can't make every single stage. So we know plenty of people maybe got training on, and maybe they're going to be watching football. Who knows? However, if you ride stage, then there are also spot prizes each week. If you want all the details, go to the Facebook pages. All of the details are on there. Join the Facebook page. Get on there. You do need to provide proof, and that means that the riders do need to take a picture to come over the finish line of their avatar riding and finishing the stage. A ride report is not good enough, unfortunately, for people. And that is quite simply because we want to see the people on the bike and see where they're at. Now, traditionally, in the Chaingang, it's gone from the Go Go Go. Today that's going to be slightly different in how it rides. Let's bring in the one and only Yellow Beacon, somebody who's got an absolute love of time trials, somebody who we know is going to be all over this like a rash, the one and only Fonzie Downing, Russ Downing.
A up.
A up. So how's the love of time trials going? Can you remember ever doing one?
Mate, I'm not going to lie, I used to really enjoy a prologue. So, 5, 6, up to 10k. So,
well, this should be good then at 8k. What are you worried about?
I'm slightly worried that I felt a bit shocking all weekend. I've had the old COVID jab number 2, and it's jabbed me out really. I've not been wanting to do a lot. 12 hours sleep last night, which I can't remember the last time I had that. But yeah, I'm a bit under the weather.
Yeah, well, let's see how that translates when you get up and riding. Now, we are due about 70 some riders. We're just under 5 minutes to go. Looking down on the screens, looks to me like there's probably about 25-30 people on the start lines at the moment on those grids, which we expect to fill. We'll go into the details of that a little bit later. But one of the key things that is different, you're kind of getting a bit of an easier night, because instead of having a go, go, go signal from you, there's a big flashing yellow mat at the bottom, which indicates to people just at the moment they have to hit the throttles.
Yeah, so like I said, easy night, and it couldn't come at a better time. So yeah, the go, go, go is once you've gone down the start ramp, it's go, 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 and fill your basket, as Craig Herring would say. Fill the wattage basket.
Fill the wattage basket, that's for sure. And the pace is going to be really interesting tonight. Now, Russ, if we leave you on the audio stream, we're going to jump across in towards some details of the ride, and we'll run through this together. We've got about just under 4 minutes. So the Prologue is a special time trial format compared to the rest of the standard DCG. It's in Bologna, it's on the standard course we would use there, but it goes up the hill once. And because of that, we've got no warm-up, no lead-in. It's 8k flat out from the start, and as Russ says, go, go, go from the moment you come off that ramp. You finish at the top of the banner. No red beacon tonight, and this is a full-on Zwift time trial, so there's no drafting. If riders sit behind each other, they're not going to get any advantage. The bike setup is going to be critical, because you've got to be able to ride both the flat and the hill. It is really, really tricky to decide. We're going to go in and see what people are up to. Now, riders will start in waves of 10 riders at a time, each separated by 1 second. So the very first rider off is actually our commentary avatar, and that will go at 6 o'clock and 1 second, and then 1 second after that, another till we get the first 10 riders out, and then it will continue onwards from there. When you hit the yellow pad, it goes flat out, and when you cross the finish line, it's time to take that picture and get ready for the next stage. Now, if we drop across to the map, it looks pretty straightforward, doesn't it, Russ? In that you come out through town, then you go up onto the climb. But if we drop on the profile of this, it's pretty tough stuff, isn't it? It's going to be really hard to get the pace correct here.
Yeah, it's straightforward, all right, and then it's straightforward into the red. So yeah, all out to the bottom of the climb, save some for the climb. Tempo it. What do? That's a TT, and you've got to gauge your effort, and you can't just we had TTs in the middle of the stage where I've known riders really save their energy, and they've been eliminated because they've saved too much energy and they've cruised round. So no chance of that tonight on the DCG. But you've got to get everything out. So a good tempo to the bottom of the climb, and then then empty it really.
Yep, definitely. And it's going to be, I think it's going to be very entertaining to see just how people choose to pace this, because if you go flat out for the whole 8k, you're going to have to be absolutely, you're going to be out of it by the time you even hit the climb. And as you can see from the fantastic Vela viewer graphic on the screen, there's that middle section which averages at 10.5%. As you go up through the middle, but there's 13% sections coming into it as well. There's steep kicks on the way through, so you're going to need the power with 250 meters of climbing in total. So a lot of riders, I think, are going to find this very, very difficult to get right. The aim, of course, is to finish with nothing, I guess.
Yeah, it's like You know, Matt, it's hill climb territory. This really, you get to the top and you don't know what's aching more. Your legs, your arms, your lungs, your head. Or yeah, trying to reach for the sick bucket really, because that's what it's going to be at the end of it. It's going to be a ramped hill climb.
Yeah, it is a ramped hill climb. I expect us to see some new FTPs here, because people are going to have to be on it all the way through. And I'm loving the fact that even on the start line, people are questioning just how it is going to go. So we're just going to drop across towards our commentary avatar. Remember, guys, it's 8k straight up the hill. You can see down on the start line, pretty much everybody is down there. We're currently riding in with our avatar. The second rider off from the line is going to be Caroline Mansfield. So Caroline gets the second start rider down on the line at the moment, I think, by the look of it. And then it's going to be followed by AD Dench. The riders dropping in at the moment in their time slots, and it could well be that somebody's gone on there. So our avatar, as you can see, gets that countdown and is spat out onto the course. And he's going to stop, but Caroline Mansfield goes off quite literally 1 second after. So as you can see, Caroline now down on that course, and looks like Caroline already up to speed, having set off at pace, and is motoring already. So you can see Caroline out on the course. The time checks will come in as they go through. So the riders are absolutely smashing through this course. They're up to pace as they hit the start line, and through they go. And you can see behind the riders being distanced by Caroline. AD Dench is going to be our next rider on course. So let's jump in with the riders who are out on the course. I think AD is probably potentially going to be our next rider to hit the course, but Caroline moving very well here out on course. So let's jump in with Caroline here on the Donny Chaingang. Russ, we're going to let you get warmed up. We'll catch up with you in a moment.
Cheers, mate.
So let's jump in down to the ride with Caroline here on the Donny Chaingang, already on her way up on to the course here. So Caroline out on course here on the Donny Chaingang. You can just see her pushing on here behind AD Dench, now on his way down that start line behind him. I think Mr. Run It having set off and run it now at 3.8 watts per kilo. You can see behind Martin Bolt on course. Mr. Gibbons is sat still in the queue, so plenty of people still to go. Look at the queues. Everybody is sat there very nervously indeed, but Caroline is our leader on the road at the moment, and he's absolutely motoring through the cobbles. You can just see right hand side, she's just motoring on at the moment. So let's jump back across to Run It. Everybody is fairly flying along at the moment here. So just got the riders are moving really quickly. Run It is flying. Let's have a look at Bolt. Bolt at 2.9 watts per kilo. Really is pushing on here, and you can see he's got Run It in front of him. It's 5 second gap between them. It would have been 1 second when they started, but look at AD Dench go. AD Dench at the moment absolutely flying here at 4.6. He's closing down on Caroline. Caroline 1 minute and 6 up the road, and she's going to know just where she is on the way through, just coming through those segments. So segments are just being ticked off here by Caroline as she moves her way up through the course. Run It is on the move. Bolts behind, not too far behind. I think Vin Donahue now spat onto the course. Atkinson following behind. Then it's going to be, I think, Johnson next on course. We're going to take a little look. Looks like Johnson at the moment, 2.7 watts per kilo. Look at Donahue go. Donahue is moving fast here. Let's take a quick check of Donahue's bike now. Going for an aero bike, but with Melenstein lightweight wheels. He's on the heels here of Atkinson. Now Atkinson's on disc wheels, time trial bike, the full Monty here. So Atkinson's chosen to go with the full aero. Works. It should be easier for him to keep that pace. He should be doing less work than Donahue is. Donahue working hard here to stay with him, but you can see on the cobbles it changes as we go up on to the gradient now. Take a little bit of a look behind. Carl Johnson is moving hard here. Looks like Kieran Brown now underway for Sherwood Pines, and just watching Andy Hawes and Oral are together. Well, there's a surprise. So let's take a little bit of a check here between these two riders. And as you can see, certainly it looks to me like Andy Hawes on the time trial bike has gone for the low profile option compared with Oral, who is on the Tron bike here, and very similar watts per kilo. This is all about how fast can you dig in, how hard can you go here. Just working our way up the road towards Adi and towards Caroline. Now, Caroline is the fastest rider on the course in terms of distance covered, but remember, she had a head start. She was our first rider to set off other than the commentary avatar. So Mansfield motoring. Looks like Dench going well behind though, and Dench still sitting at 4.6 watts per kilo. Remember, this man has just done a sub 20-minute time trial in real life. Interestingly, not going for disc, going for deep wheels. Now, Simon run it. Well, Simon got in here. Simon's on lightweight bike here. So Simon is going to try and work on the hill to use the hill to his advantage as he heads out up that course. Now, Martin Bolt has gone full time trial. And still on some fairly lightweight wheels though, but looking pretty smooth. Atkinson and Donahue very close together. We've seen what they're riding. Now looks like full-on lightweight bike with lightweight wheels here. So Sherwood Pines rider, that is going to be Kieran Brown, absolutely motoring along here. Look at the watts per kilo sitting at 5.3 behind him. Oral and Hawes together. Then Karl Kapinski's got Holmes for company. Look at this, 10 straight on those wheels as well. Now this is really going to be about who has got the power. Now Karl Kapinski leading this out at the moment. Full disc, look at that, he's gone for the lighter disc as well. He's got enough points in the bag to get that multicoloured disc here. So he's sitting on the tri-bars behind him. Holmes sitting on the lightweight bike. So we've got the full combination here. We've got a full lightweight bike and we've got the full on time trial option behind. Ted fighting to stay with them, using them as a carrot, sitting on the lighter weight wheels of not having a disc on the back, but interestingly just keeping an eye on the kit here. So the looks to me like that flat cap is in action. So Mansfield leading at the moment just up the road. We're going to try and drop into some more riders. We've just got some more just about to start. Looks like Chris Ball on the road as well. Now what's Chris riding on here at the moment? So looking at Chris Ball, Chris at the moment on the heels here of Kieran Smith. Now Kieran Smith, we're just taking a little bit of a look at Kieran. Kieran is on the all black kit on that S-Works lightweight. Ball is on the Pinarello behind Jim Flynn. What's Jim riding today? Jim has gone for, oh look at this, full on lightweight now. He's definitely going to get something that he's really like now. Shelley Childs, we know, has started. Childs has already hit the road. And what's Shelley riding in here? Shelley's opted for a lightweight set of wheels but with an aerodynamic frame. Interesting combination here as he makes his way out onto the course behind. Well, we've said some of the later stages might suit him, but this is now Gareth Mason on the road. Mason going for the full disc, going to be trying to get the maximum out on his way in to the climb, and it looks like Gibbo is behind him. Gibbo can just see here, Gibbo is here. Look at this, the bike matching his down in cycling the kit here with Gibbo. And behind, I think, Genther and Neil from the Crosscast on the time trial bike here. Neil going for a Cervelo. Very interesting. Neil, of course, lecturing in design. So the man should know his stuff when it comes to what's going to make him go quicker. Now let's pull up some stats for these guys. Genther at 4.9. Mansfield's at 4.1 behind Davis. Then it's Sutcliffe sat in the gang here. We're just going to take a little bit of a run up to see who is just setting off down the road. So it looks like Cecil Jeffries, Crehan just up the road, and you can just see absolutely loads of people sat there still waiting as we take a little bit of a check up the field. Lots of riders in here, and Joey Walker in and riding. Good to see Joey's in with us here. So we're going to jump in with our riders, and it looks to me like another gang of riders heading out through the start line here. We're riding in at the moment. That's Jeff Saysel at the moment. So in front of him is Malcolm Jeffries. Behind him, I think, is going to be I think it's going to be Kai Hess just keeping a little bit of a look now. Trevor Crehan just in front. Let's jump in with Trevor here. So Seychelles is in the green and blue. Trevor Crehan in that multi-colour kit at the moment. A man who's been down to Nonna's rides that are being done at the moment. Well, look at this. You can just see Mason and Childs are together. If we pop up their power, see the very similar powers as they move down this straight at the moment. But you can see Mason, although it says the same watts per kilo, remember that Mason is the bigger rider and is going to be pushing on now. We're going to jump up on to the course because I think we've got a new leader out on the course. Let's pull up those displays, and it looks like Dench now on to the climb proper and up and around those hairpin turns. So look at this, already AD Dench is motoring his way up onto the climb. He's going to be there to set the fastest time when he hits the finish, unless he gets caught on the way through. Just keeping a check here, you can see top right of your screen, moving his way up this climb, and already absolutely flying along here as he makes his way up the climb. Then it's Caroline Mansfield behind Simon running. Why do I keep calling you Sean? You need to change your name by default, mate. So it is Mansfield being chased here by a runner, then a Bolt at 41 seconds, but he's got Atkinson closing quick. So here comes Atkinson onto Bolt in that Peugeot strip. Then it's Atkinson coming behind Vin Donny, absolutely flying, 31 seconds behind him. You got that Sherwood Pines rider. You can see where they are. They're between sectors 5 and 6. Whereas Kieran at the moment a little bit further down the road. Carl Johnson 43 seconds down, just moving in to between 5 and 6. But look at Orrell go here. Rich Orrell is absolutely flying. He's just gone around the side there of Carl motoring his way along on the flatter sections here, but I think that's caught him by surprise. And Andy Hawes at the moment being left behind by these riders. Holmes moving well. Kieran Smith, Giles, Flynn on the road now. Genther, just seeing Davison, Seychelles, Jeffries together here. Crehan is in this group. Now let's take a little bit of a look. Looks like Johnny Two Dogs is moving well here for watts per kilo. Woodward on the course, and young Tom Lindley here. So what's Tom gone for? He's gone for aero wheels. Really a tough call. And you look at the two different bikes here as Catley comes past him. You can just see Catley on that white and grey canyon there. Then just looking back, I think Mick Clark on the wheels here, worse on the slopes. We're going to jump back in with our leader Dench. He's moving up here, 5.1 watts per kilo. Let's bring Russ in. Let's see if he's getting a little bit more nervous.
No, it sounds like everyone else is, mate. I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm just like watching you. I'm trying to pedal. I'm like, oh, what's happening? Answering messages. Feels kind of weird, you know. Everyone's like, oh, this is great. And I'm like, right, people are riding, but what should I be doing?
Well, I know, it's definitely different. Look at Kieran Brown now. Just working through the riders and looking at the watts per kilo at the moment. And you can see Kieran Brown at the moment on here. Now, Kieran, let's give you some numbers. He's at 6 watts per kilo. Is this young man, and we know that he's incredibly quick when it goes uphill. So Kieran Brown is just moving alongside Caroline Mansfield there, running up the road at the moment. But Kieran Brown, I think, has got the biggest watts per kilo, which is what counts on the slopes. But really interesting to see that Mason has not managed to drop Shelley Childs here as they come through.
No, he's obviously Shelley's he's doing a ride there. Mason's got his aero lid on. I think he's been stalking my avatar, I think, and just thought, oh, that's why I look like Russ.
He might have to lose a little bit of weight as well, has to be said.
I don't know.
We'll see how fast he's going. Now, we've got plenty more riders to set on. I think we're just going to take a quick look at Rowan Dubash. Now, Dr. D out on course. Now, Dr. D, a man who we know is very quick, choosing to go with the full-on Tron bike here. Joey Walker, let's have a little look at Joey. Joey's also gone for the Tron bike here. So quite a lot of people going for that option. And I think it's going to be very interesting to see who goes well on that. Just jumped in here with Craig Herring because I wanted to have a quick look at Craig's setup. He's done a lot of research. He's looking very, very focused here, is Craig. So I suspect he's going to be one of the riders who should get the pacing right, but we will see.
Sorry, mate, was that a question to me? Or
No. It's okay, mate. We're just jumping in with 80 Dench here. Now, 80 is at 4.8 watts per kilo here, but it looks to me like his revs are right down the pan, to be brutally honest. Look how slow those pedal revs are on this climb here. He might be at 4.8, 4.7 watts per kilo. He's got Brown closing in at the moment, but at the moment it looks like he's bench pressing, isn't he?
Just grinding it out, getting over the top. What's he on? 12-13%. So
yeah,
it is a horrible bit that'll pass the wall or whatever it is there. It's like, oh,
it's pretty brutal. Now, one man who looks to be keeping the revs slightly higher. Look at this. It is Kieran Brown. So Kieran now is chasing hard here. He's only 29 seconds behind. And I'll tell you who else is doing a great ride. Simon Runner at the moment. He's only given away 6 seconds to Kieran since he came past him. And that's good going. He's heading on to that same section of the course.
Yeah, he's flying. He messaged the other day, didn't he? Went out in the peaks and smashed a load of personal bests and that. So, he's loving the Chaingang. He was the one in middle towards the back of the pack when he started, and now he's right up there. So yeah, the DCG and the coaching's working. So yeah, go, Simon, smash it.
He is, and look at this, Carl Kopinski. I think he's coming back onto form. Good numbers coming out from Carl on his way up here, but he's being chased by Kieran Smith. Kieran Smith, remember, a medalist at the National Hill Climb. So Kieran is a good time trial rider, road rider, but look at this, he's definitely moving well here on the climb, but his numbers aren't up there where we were seeing the numbers for Kieran, that's for sure.
No, but he's obviously going past. He's just caught 2 riders there within 10 seconds. It doesn't assist you in any way, but seeing that you're catching someone is good for the morale, and it shows that you're actually you're squeezing on. It's same in a normal TT. You pass them and go straight past them, you get nothing out of them, but just a bit of morale.
Definitely, and just seeing Craig Gensler here jumping up and down the power ranges here, really having to fight here. Just watching Mr. Gibbons on the climb. Looks like Niver on the crosscaster with a drop out there. Either that or he's seen the hill in front of me. Don't want to go up it. Jeff Saysel's on a good ride here. Davies going well. Trevor Creehan's working well. Just going to take a little look. So it looks like Johnny Two Dogs is motoring his way up here. Woodward, Catley, Lindley's moving. Look at this. Lindley's doing a great ride here. He's holding his own against them here. Is the youngster.
Yeah, going off a little 3-man group there, and I'm worried here, Matt. I'm watching YouTube more than the main screen, and I might actually miss my start.
Don't be doing that. We're just working our way back down here, but I am going to have to fly up to see where 80 is, because I think he's not far off the finish. He's not. Look at this. 80 Dench is absolutely flying here, and what is the time in the house going to be? We're going to give Russ a time he's going to have to try and beat. What will it be? Dench is moving hard here. He knows how to time it. And with a 19 minutes, 20 minutes, 10 mile time trial, that is some going. I mean, that's been the market for so many years, hasn't it, Russ?
Yeah, and he did a great ride there. I don't know what he'll be doing here today. Maybe 15 minutes or something. I'm not sure. I'm guessing something like that.
Well, we're going to see it come up on the event screen as he hits the line, and he's not far to go now. Just seeing him go through, and the time 16:15.4. 16:15.4. First rider in. So we're going to take a run back down for Kieran Brown. Let's see where Kieran is. Kieran's chasing hard here. He's not far off this finish. Will he beat 80's time here? Remember, the time to beat 16:15. Now, can he do it? It's going to be very, very close, this, I think, as he comes in towards the line here. 16:15.4 the time to beat, and Kieran Brown has smashed up here. He could set a time that no one's going to beat. 14:49.3. 14:49.3. What a ride by Kieran here as he comes up through the line, and that is going to be very difficult to beat. Now, you can see the rest of the race just a little way off here. 14:49.3. That's the time in the house that's going to be beaten. If we drop down through the slopes here, Kieran Smith is moving well. Russ, we're going to let you go dive on with it. Good luck, mate. Enjoy, if that's the right word.
I just had a little panic then when that time came in. So I think I might be able to get down to the kitchen and get an OT berry gel down me and see if it works.
I think about 6 on the way through. So just getting news coming in, we think it is a bike change for Neil Mansfield, which is why he's dropped down. We're going to have a little bit of a look. He had to jump in and he reckoned the 20 seconds might help him, so he went full TT bike and then he's gone across. Will it be enough? As we can just see Simon run it now, approaching the top of the slopes. So for those of you watching, just apologies that the tickets on the top are not tracking through. We've just got a little bit of a glitch in the tape, but we will leave them up there because it allows us to see the times as our riders hit the lines here. So it's going to be Simon Run It, the next rider through. What's Run It done on his way through? Simon Run It does an 18.16, puts him into 3rd place at the moment. Atkinson behind, then Donahue, Orrell. Oh, look at this, Rich Orrell's coming for Vid Donahue here. He's certainly coming, and he's coming quick at the moment, but look who's moving through. It's Kieran Smith, the medalist on the National Hill Climb Champs. He stayed on that time trial bike. Now, he's moving quickly enough to get some benefit from that. So it could well be it's going to be enough to push him up. Will he beat the time here of Kieran Brown? Brown in that hot seat with a 14-minute time, sub 15 minutes. Remember, to get in the top 3 at the moment, it's a sub 18.16. To get top 2, sub 16.15. And 14.49 for Kieran is the time to beat for Kieran Brown. Can Kieran Smith do that? He's moving well here. But this is going to be Atkinson, next rider into the line. Atkinson comes through the line. What time is Atkinson going to post? Atkinson posted 18.21. So Atkinson fading at the upper slopes there. He was moving quicker than Run It earlier on, but then faded, and he's lost a little bit of time here. That the later starters are going to be able to get a good indication of what they need to do. Kieran Smith out of the saddle though, as Smith sees he needs to push on here. He's nearly at that line. What time can he do as he comes towards the line? Remember, it's a 14.49. Is he going to move through? It's 2nd place though. 2nd place with a 15.54. 2 riders inside 16 minutes. And that is moving very, very quickly indeed. Now, we are just going to jump our way back to the start line. As you can see, we are not far off Russ hitting the start line here. And I think Ian Taylor is not far off going. You can see the riders being edged forwards. Let's watch Mr. Coleman and Herring go through. So here we go. And this is what happens when you hit the start line. This is the rider's eye view. Onto the start line they come. Boom! And away you go. Herring waving as he goes off through the line of being quickly spat out onto the course. If we look behind him, you can see the riders coming off at 1 second intervals behind. And this is where you've really got to put the hammer down. You've really got to move fast. Now we're going to jump back up towards the top of the hillside as these guys get into gear, and we're going to jump across because you can just see it looks to me like we've got a few more of our finishers. Has anybody been able to touch the riders at the top here? We're just keeping an eye on them as they come up the hillside here. So Brown leading, then it's Mason's come through. He's taking that 2nd place here. Apologies, Gareth, for not following you over the line there. But a 15.48 for Mason has put him in 2nd place. So at the moment it is Brown 14.49, Mason 15.48, Kieran Smith 15.54. Then it's Dench, Orrell, Kapinski, Runner, Atkinson on the way through. All these times are going to be tricky to beat these top times on here. So just watching Caroline Mansfield coming into the line. Through she goes. So Caroline sets the fastest female time, a 23.04 for Caroline. So great riding by Caroline on the way up through the climb. You can just see the riders at the top of the hill just having a little bit of a break as they've made their way up there. Let's have a little bit of a look back down on the start line. Russ lined up, ready to go. Let's keep our eyes on Russ as he makes his way off from the start line. So Russ, the next rider off, and you can see quickly up to pace and spat up to speed riding that Pinarello, and you can see he's got company here, and looks like the rider's going to try and give him a bit of a hard time here. So looks pretty tough stuff. So it's looking like Russ out of the blocks, up to speed. Now this is where he's got to get himself up to pace nice and quickly. Taylor up ahead, then it's Hayward, Herring. Looks like Coleman moving well here, and you can just see riders all the way out over the course. We are going to dive our way back up to the top of the hill as the riders come through the line. I think Saysel's going to be the next rider to hit the line. You see the times quickly flicking up onto the screen. Look at this, Craig Genther has come in. So Genther is in 2 with a 15:46. Can anybody touch them as they come up through the line? Teddy's in as well, and still plenty more riders making the way off from the start line. Just keep a check on them. Taylor in Taylor of 1080. Now this is a man who we do definitely need to follow, because Ian Taylor and 1080 are one of the key sponsors of the Donny Chaingang over the year plus that we've been bringing you the Chaingang. He has donated a set of Oakleys, a set of Sutros or Radar EVs, or a set of Jawbreakers to the prize pot for the members of the Donny Chaingang Supporters Club, and we are going to be aiming to bring our riders a lot of great goodies on the way through. So looks like John Wild is already moving well, and Wild on his way up the climb. Just riding in with Wild out on course up on to the climb at the moment. So let's jump back in with Russ. Russ out on course, really pushing on here. He's closed that gap down, 5.3 watts per kilo. Quick drink of OTE for Russ. We're just going to work our way up here. Looks like most of the riders are moving well at the moment. We've got about there'll be quite a lot of riders just coming in towards the finish here, so we're going to try and dive in with them as they come up towards the top. So at the moment, Genther sitting in second place as through goes Thorpe. Thorpe's time of 15:20. So Thorpe on a fantastic time, 15:20 for Thorpe to come into second place. And that is moving well. So it's Thorpe now into second, Genther into third. At the moment it's Brown in 1, Thorpe in 2, and Genther in 3. Looks like Lindley moving well. Johnny Two Dogs in here. Looks like Roberts is pushing on hard as well. Crehan is well on his way up this climb. Just going to take a quick check across. Caroline still the fastest time from the Gritty team. Remember Gritty, of course, supporters of the Chaingang, and doing a fantastic job. Really good to have them on board, and some fantastic kit from them. Simonite on this climb, Hurst, Dubash, Sutcliffe, Derby, Ferrin on there now. How's Joey Walker going at the moment? How much is he saving for tomorrow at Otley? So looking forward to being back on a crit in a town centre once again. So just in and watching Sonia on this climb. That's still plenty of people on those upper slopes at the moment. We're just working our way back up along there. Jim Flynn on his way up, Catley there, Davis is moving well, Lindley on his way towards the line. Can he challenge the time up there? So Lindley goes through at 18:54 for Lindley. Johnny Two Dogs is going to be our next rider coming up towards the line, so his Two Dogs going to be able to take it, and Johnny comes through with a 20:02, just dropping back here to Trevor Crehan. Crehan's going to be our next rider in, so Crehan's pushing hard, but look at this, Davis is having none of this. So John Dirt not taking it on the chin by any stretch of the imagination here, so it's Davis coming through. Davis pushes through to the line. He gets a 22:26. Crehan and Catley on his heels as Cootie down is our next rider on the way up towards the line. A little bit further back, Simonite Worth. Worth's got Simonite in his sights, but look at the power coming out here from Simonite. Now we know Simonite is a fast rider. He's a good TT rider, a good hill climber rider, and he really is pushing on here with some serious power as he comes up towards the line. Cootie's going to be our next rider in though. So what time can Cootie do? He's on the slightly lighter bike here as he heads up towards the line. He's gone for that lightweight option. Has it paid off? What time is he going to put in as he comes up towards the line here? So Cootie pushes on to the line. Through he goes, and Cootie is going to come through with a 20:17. Simonite immediately behind. Where does Simonite slot in? 16:26. So it's a good time, but it's not good enough to challenge the top three. So the top three are Kieran Brown with a 14:49, a Thought with a 15:20, and a 15:46 for Genther. At the moment, we're just riding down in here with Worth. He's just been passed here by Kai Hurst. Now this man is never afraid to push on. Has he pushed on enough? Can he put his money where his mouth is, or can he pedal his way in front of our riders? So that's the question. 7th place on the line of those riders still on with an 18-minute for Kai. Ben Worth coming in and through, putting in a good time as well. So just going to drop back to Joey Walker. Joey's on this climb, and we're just working our way back up the slopes up towards the top of the hill. Apologies, we just jump around a little here on the Chaingang. So Flynn now on to the upper slopes here. Good to see all of our riders out there. Some fantastic riding from everybody at the moment. So Flynn on his way up. Dubash is closing behind at the moment. Is he going to get him by the line? I don't think he is. It's going to be close, but not that close as they come towards the line here. So let's take a look. Big sprint from Flynn to come in through the line there. So Flynn comes through with a 26:57. Dubash comes through with a 20-minute time there. So Joey's still climbing on these slopes. Just going to go up to Crawley, 6.2 watts per kilo. Some very fast riders out there. Derby pushes in towards the line at 9 watts per kilo. And Derby comes through with a 17:01. We're going to drop back to John Wild. We're going to risk it for a biscuit. We did get a drop out when we hit him last time. It looks like it's going to be stable. What time can John Wild do? We know he's a quick rider. Let's see just how fast he's going to go. What time is he going to get when he hits the line? He's already pushing the power out. What time can he do as he comes in and through the gantry? A 15:48, just outside the top three, 2 seconds off the top three. Remember, Kieran Smith, then Thorpe, And then it's Genther now. Genther just jumping off, but it does mean he's the nearest rider to search them now. Just behind, we've got Ryan Crawley pushing on hard. Crawley could well be our next rider to hit the line here. Remember, 15:48 gets you fourth place. 15:20 gets you into the top 3 or so. 14:22. 14:22. This man has just set the fastest time. So just been eclipsed with a 14-minute time. Another 14-minute time, but this time 14:22 for Crawley. Absolutely astounding ride on the way up now. We're going to drop back on to the slopes and just take a little bit of a check. Sean Ferris will be our next rider in. 14:22 to beat what Sean done on the climb. Good time by Sean of 20:55. Now this is Sonia fast approaching the line, so Sonia is quickly moving up here. Now what time can Sonia set? A very accomplished time trial rider and somebody who we know can really put the power down. She's going to be coming in to that line pretty quickly at the moment, so let's see just where she comes as she comes in to the line. She's taken that. Wow, what a time by Inslee. So Sonia Inslee a 20:23 to take that and takes the jersey. That is some ride. Making her way in through now. We're just going to jump back. We're just seeing Brad a little bit lower down those slopes. Mike Killingsworth is up there. Coleman on the slopes. Hayward on the slopes. Cannon, Mason going well. Herring's on this climb. Looks like Hilbert, Osman, Joey Walker can't be far off the line. Here he comes. This is Joey now. So what time is Joey going to get as he comes in to the line? I think he's been saving a little bit there. So Joey is going to come through there with a time as he came in to the finish. Joey Walker going in, and I think just not taking such a quick time there. Now we're just going to drop down to Nick Dorsey. I know Dorsey has been having issues on the climb with dropouts. Hardwire. Biggest power he's got here, 8.2. So Dorsey motoring to the line just behind Steve Hilbert. Can he take the time as he goes in and through? So don't think that's going to be the case. Just taking a look down here now. Craig Herring is motoring at the moment, and 5.6 watts per kilo. Nobody touching that 14:22 of Crawley at the moment. We are working our way through the riders behind here. Let's drop down to Downing. Let's see how Russ is looking at the moment. Well, this is going to be one of the few rides that we don't go to him mid-ride. We're going to him on the steepest part, though, 16% as he kicks his way up here. And this is tough stuff here on the Chaingang. Russ Downing trying to push his way in to the finish. Going to be really hard for him to get a super fast time here because he's on the disc, but can he get it all out? Russ not being well on his way up here. Now let's jump up to Langmead. Langmead is in front of Russ, a little way in front here. Looks like Herring moving well, Coleman moving well, Mason's on the move. Cannon, Downing is here. And look at this, Downing's gone past Cannon. It looks like Cannon can see the beacon in front. Taylor's got Hayward in his sights, I think just in front of him. There he is. So these guys are motoring at the moment. Can they get themselves back up to the top of that leaderboard of 14:22? Now Herring has got some good pace here. Looks to me like he may well have got the pacing right. Got some very good rest. Look how quick those legs are going at the moment. Then it's Langmead. Looks like Coleman out there, and Coleman is riding well here. Now can Coleman take away the title from Crawley at the moment? It's going to be very close. Dan Coleman, though, he's got a good time so far by the look of it as he makes his way up here. He's on a time trial bike, but with Melnstein lightweight wheels. So biggest aero advantage you can get is to get the body in the right place, and that's exactly what he's done. And he's alongside Herring, so he's coming down alongside Craig Herring here, and I think Coleman is on a serious ride here. He is absolutely nailing this when it counts, when it matters, when the pressure is on. He is absolutely flying, and Craig Herring is responding to this. This is going to help Craig get a better time, because Craig is trying to stay with Coleman as he pushes his way up to the line. Herring doing exactly the same here. So through they go. Coleman is going to come in. Herring is pushing behind him. It's going to be a sprint finish between these two. I think we're going to have to quickly see what those times are. Are they going to touch them as they come towards the line? Coleman comes through with a 16:13, so it's not going to be him today. So we are going to just have to drop our way back down the slopes, just go back to Langley. So next in is going to be Langley. So it looks like Herring coming in with a 16:29 and just beating Coleman there. So look at that, Herring with a 16:29. Coleman, who overtook him in those final slopes, 16:30, less than 1.1 second between Dan Coleman and Craig Herring there. It really is a who's who at the top of the game there. Now on the slopes on his way up here, Bobby Mason looking smooth. Chiseled Shed in action once again, looking very good indeed on that bike. That's some serious revs coming from Bobby as well. He's not messing about here. He's got Russ behind him, and these are going to be our next two riders to line. Can Bobby hold off Russ? Russ is coming hard though. This could be very close, but I think Russ is just closing in on him. I think Mason knows he's coming though. Mason's going to have him in his rear view mirror. Here comes Russ coming over the top now. Russ starting to wind it up. The question is, what time can he beat? Can he get himself inside that top 10? Is he going to beat Herring and Coleman as they come to the line? What time is Downing going to do? Where does he sit in this? 5th place on the screens, and that means he's inside the top 10 with a 16-minute dead. 16-minute dead as he goes through there. That is some good. You can just see Russ at the moment, I think, legged out as Mr. Mason just comes up and starts to turn those legs around. Now we're going to jump up to and Cannon, who are our two riders on the upper slopes of the course. Then it's going to be Taylor, Hayward, Coleman, Killingsworth, Anderson, Stevens, Richardson and Cheeseman. So still about 6 riders plus to bring in to the finish. 8 riders now. So Canham is going to be the next rider in. So Downing comes through with 16 minutes dead. Remember, there are riders who have jumped off there. People like Craig Genter with a 15:46. So 15:46 for Craig Genter, but just being pushed outside of the top 10 there. Sorry, of the top 3 there. They're still inside the top 10. So Canham now approaching the line here. Big kick from Canham. What time is he going to put in as he comes towards the line? Just about to hit the gantry through. Here goes. The question will be what time? A 20:21 for him as he goes through. So a 20:21 for Canham. Another good time. And in the women's, it is Inslee with a 20:23 from Caroline Mansfield with a 23:04. So Cannon is on the climb. He's a minute and 6 ahead of Taylor. Taylor has 5 seconds here on Hayward, and Taylor is working really well here. 3.5 watts per kilo. Hayward there, then it's Coleman, and you can just see these two riders very close, but it looks to me like Coleman I've got a bit of a march on at the moment, but Cannon coming in to the line here. So another good ride, keeping those revs nice and high as you can see the gantry. This is where it's all about, pushing it out, trying to get the maximum power down, save every second you can as you come up towards the top. Question will be how many people manage to get a picture as they come up and through the line. So Cannon goes through, just eases off on the pedals there. We're going to jump back in and across to Ian Taylor. Taylor's going to be our next man on the road being chased. So He's being chased by Coleman. Coleman behind him in the yellow and black. So it's Ian Taylor, then it's Coleman, then Hayward, Killingsworth, and Richardson. Now let's take a quick jump in. Let's see if we can get hold of Russ. Let's see if he's got any lungs left. Are you alive, Russ? Dare I ask?
Just.
That was very, very tough stuff. A very impressive riding by a lot of people there, and it's got to have hurt.
It's just I remember a prologue or a short TT like that, you know. It's squeeze it up to speed and hold it. And that's it. And then when you drop, you need to squeeze again to get back up to speed. And then if you can't get back up to speed, that's it. It's game over. And it just gets even worse with it being a hilltop finish. So some of those points, you know, it was like I was watching the tour earlier, you know, when the guy was away in the break, just cresting the hills, he was just slowing down that much, and it was exactly the same there tonight. It was like, it was like pushing you backwards to the start again. But you know, great ride by everyone up there, and Mr. Crawley, the mountain goat, yeah. Well, he knew he was going to do a ride. I told him the other week to make sure you come and give it a whirl, mate, and lost it, didn't it?
Yeah, 14.22 for Crawley, a 14.49 for long-time leader, and that was Kieran on the way through. So we just see Hayward come through for a 21.20. So 21.20 there. Mike Killingsworth well on his way up the climb here. Ian Taylor of 1080 doing a great ride. 20.42 for Ian. And we've got to say a massive thank you to Ian. More shades heading out to members of the DCG gang when we go have a look through those pictures of the riders that come over the line.
Yeah, I felt guilty of spinning round on a corner just before the bottom of the climb, but I was going to give him a wave, but I think my hands were too sweaty to press any buttons or anything. But yeah, thanks a lot, Ian, and great ride. And I'm just chuffed that I beat the voice, Mr. Herring. You know, he looked to be going well there, and I heard his time come up, and I was like, I don't think I'm going to beat him.
No, and do you know what? He paced it right, because you saw Coleman coming at him really, really hard. And Coleman came past him, and you thought, he's put a much better ride in here. But then you saw a response by Craig, and he must have known it was tight, because he then really put in a massive kick.
Yeah, it looked to be very controlled, which was better than my ride. Like you said, I just got up to speed, squeezed it, held it, and just let's out the saddle the whole way, like normal.
That is definitely tough stuff. I'm going to be looking forward to seeing what those comments are from riders when they get done, because that was definitely not easy.
No, I think you should do one next, mate.
So, no.
No, I thought you'd gone offline there quick.
Nearly. Don't tempt me, mate. Don't tempt me. It's no. I'm going to just get ready to watch Mr. Killingsworth hit the line here, because we know Mike Killingsworth's been getting quicker and quicker on the DCG, and of course now bike season started as well. It is going to be interesting to see just how fit and fast he is. So Killingsworth just coming in to the line. Killingsworth with a 2017, another good ride there, and 2017 for Killingsworth. He's moving on his way up, and Richardson. 4.9 watts per kilo just as we came to him there. That is moving and into these upper slopes again.
Yeah, that's definitely moving there. But going back to Mike, I think he'll be running out of the sidecar and chasing it when if he gets anything wrong, he'll be going that well.
Yeah, I think he is at the moment. Great to see everybody out there, and people aren't all that far behind. It has to be said. Pretty much everybody on these on these slopes. So at the moment, looks like Richardson's going to be our next rider heading into the line here. What's Richardson going to do? So Richardson comes through. What time does Richardson get? We're going to take a quick flick across, and Richardson a 19:12 sub 20-minute time. Another good time there as he comes in. I think the next rider on the climb is going to be Anderson. Anderson and Stevens here are pretty much doing a two-up, I think, here, and two very different styles.
Yeah, he looks to be pretty controlled there. Stevens at the back.
Yeah, definitely. You can just see a very different style, but they've also got very different bikes here as well by the look of it. So looks like you've got a real difference here in how they're going. One person out of the saddle, but look at this. Stevens is moving here. He must know he's nearly at that finish. It's going to be coming into sight in front. You must know that once you get to see the squirrel over the top, the gantry is coming. So it looks like he's going to be in pretty quickly here.
He's definitely climbed that like a sprinter, you know. He sees the crest and just squeezes on to get over it. I like his style.
Yeah, definitely. He's absolutely moving. Great to see as he comes in and just opening that gap up. It shows you what time gaps happen on the way up over the line. Anderson's going to be our next rider in, and then it's going to be Mr. Cheeseman himself. So it looks to be like 23, 26 for Anderson. And I think Brad is out on circuit and also nearly at the top of the climb. So last man on the course is going to be Brad at the moment, and he's got some good watts per kilo coming out, nearly 4 watts per kilo again.
Yeah, I think anything over 4 watts per kilo is really going well and squeezing off. So yeah, see, Ryan was probably squeezing, I don't know what he'd be squeezing there, maybe 6 watts per kilo all the way up there.
Yeah.
Like you said, it's tipping up towards World Tour standard, that really, for a climber.
It is, and we know these guys are that fast. It is really quick, and when you've got, you know, what are essentially almost world-class athletes up there, you can see that the guys are absolutely flying when they hit the slopes.
Yeah, like I said, I know Ryan, was a, you know, athletics guy, and saw an Instagram earlier that one of his ex-training partners and that has just been selected for the Olympics. So it shows the standard what Ryan used to run at, and he's putting it into a bike now. And yeah, I think with the right guidance, he's got a good future.
Definitely. Now we've got our last rider just coming into sight of the line. Brad making his way up here, and just a quick reminder to everybody, make sure that you post on the thread that will open on the Facebook page. It's going to open quite literally the moment we finish the broadcast, as we see Brad coming through the line. Let's see what time Brad puts in there. And Brad coming through, I just missed it as he came in through the line. I think that's going to be a quick check through. Let's take a little bit of a look. Brad with 22.14. Well done, mate. Good ride. So remember, guys, make sure that when you finish, you get your picture of you going through on your way down and around. So, Russ, a great ride there by lots of our riders. Got to say thank you to everybody for taking part in that. It's been really good fun. I'm not sure you've enjoyed it so much.
Mate, if I'm on the bike, I enjoy it. So yeah, it's totally different. You know, it's very exciting in the pen day. You know, you're still warming up, doing whatever you want to do, watching the football. Some people probably, and then it's like, oh, I've got to go. Exactly like an evening time trial. You know, there's all sorts going on around you. You're chatting to someone sort of the side of the road. You can miss your start time, but it was a laugh. You know, it was great, and I hope everyone enjoyed it. And yeah, so it looks like we're going to have to try and do something for Ryan and get him a yellow jumper on to go to the next stage.
Maybe he needs to find one in the garage. Who knows? Who knows? So the next stage is going to be good. It's going to be fast because, of course, we've got a sprinter stage coming up. Russ, I'm going to let you get sorted after that and get some recovery done, mate.
I need some, mate.
Good stuff. Cheers, Russ.
Bye.
So great to hear from Russ there. Hope you've enjoyed it. Something very different for the Donny Chaingang. We're back to our standard format on Thursday in the sense that we have the ride out all together, and then it'll start getting quicker, and then we will eventually find that Russ will go, and then everybody will be flat out. In the meantime, guys, get some recovery done. Make sure you get those OTT products down. Make sure if you're a member of the DCG gang, you get that picture on. It will open the moment the broadcast stops. So thank you very much for watching. Thanks very much to Russ for riding. And my name's Matt Payne. Hopefully I'll see you at Otley tomorrow. If not, I'll see you on the Chaingang on Thursday. Cheers.